getting really cold and snowy here in Seoul, South Korea, but things are heating up with this. This is the Hyundai IONIQ 5N, the more powerful, fun version of the IONIQ 5 electric vehicle. But this one actually refuses to behave like an EV, and there are several reasons for that. We'll tell you that in this video. But before we go ahead, if you still haven't, please do go ahead and subscribe to Car and Bike, and do like and share this video with everyone you know. What happens when the high-performance N brand from Hyundai with its rich motorsport heritage meets the group's electrified global modular platform? Well, a car like the IONIQ 5N is born. This one gets some crazy tech and promises to change from beauty to beast in a matter of seconds. And any car that aims to be a performance car needs to give you a good, healthy boost of power. That is exactly what the IONIQ 5N does. You have a bigger battery pack when compared to the regular version of the car. 84 kWh battery pack, dual motors ensure a maximum power of around 600 bhp. And it doesn't stop there, because for 10 seconds you get an N-grain mode which boosts the performance even more on this car. So then you get around 650 bhp of maximum power. That is indeed a very healthy number. And some more interesting numbers: 0 to 100 km per hour in just 3.4 seconds and a top speed of 260 km per hour. The dual motors can go up to 21,000 RPM on this car, and that is indeed a crazy number. A lot of changes have been done to the IONIQ 5N when compared to the standard version of the car, the way it's been made. So the body structure is reinforced, more welding points on the car to make it more rigid, stronger, to help you get a better performance out of this vehicle. Engineers have really put in their efforts to give you a car that performs well on the roads as well as on the racetrack. So everything feels more taut here, tighter here, so that you can enjoy the car a lot more when compared to the standard version of the IONIQ 5. The motor and battery mounting have been reinforced to withstand higher electric motor torque. For quick acceleration, the car gets N-launch control with 3 traction levels, while a track state-of-charge system helps in circulating battery consumption per lap. An advanced battery thermal management system helps in resisting power degradation in demanding situations like on a racetrack. In the N-Race feature, you can also choose between a sprint mode for more power delivery and endurance mode for longer range while doing the laps. There's some really cool features that come in this car that will almost make you believe that you're not driving an electric vehicle. You get an N sound mode here, has 3 levels as well, including a supersonic mode. So you're not exactly getting a silent drive on this car if you want. Press this button here on the steering wheel, press the throttle, and you get a cabin full of the exact same sound you expect out of a sports car. And then of course you have the E-Shift feature, which almost turns this car into a manual gearbox vehicle. So you get the feeling that you're driving an 8-speed DCT, for example. You can take control of the gear changes through the paddle shifts that are given with the steering wheel. And these two things really contribute in giving you a very different experience while driving an EV. Precise control over power delivery and simulation of gear shifts makes the experience rather unique, one which will impress even the biggest of enthusiasts. A wheelbase of 3000mm also helps in giving a car which is stable even at high speeds. Rally-inspired handling is what Hyundai claims on the IONIQ 5N, and the fantastic response and feedback of the steering plays a part here. The electronic limited slip differential at the rear axle enhances cornering performance, agility and control. The N-torque distribution system also helps in cornering capability of this dual-motor all-wheel drive car. Some nice winding empty roads is what we were longing for on the drive of the IONIQ 5N here in Korea, and that is exactly what we've got. We've been fortunate with that, because this is a car that deserves nice, wide, fast roads. We're not fortunate enough to drive this on a racetrack, but these roads are giving us a great way to experience this performance car. Talking about range, this car of course is tuned more for performance. You cannot really expect a range which is as high as the one you get on the standard version of the IONIQ 5. But here too the numbers are quite decent. Of course it depends on the drive mode you've chosen. There are 3 modes here: Eco, Normal and Sport, and the range changes with that obviously. So we started out in the Eco mode with almost 100% battery, and it was showing around 365 kilometers of range available, and right now the battery is almost half consumed. It's at 54% and it's showing us a range of 180 kilometers on this IONIQ 5N. For the record, the claimed range here is 450 kilometers, and using a 350 kilowatt fast charger, you can go from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. Like the IONIQ 5, the N2 comes with useful vehicle to load feature where the car serves as a power source to charge other devices. The regeneration system also has been reimagined to improve braking performance on the car. When compared to IONIQ 5, the N is 20mm lower, 50mm wider and 80mm longer. So fundamentally same as a Hyundai IONIQ 5 in terms of design, but many differences here that will make you identify this car a lot easier. Of course, you get this N badging here right on the face of the car, and this entire pattern is specific to this IONIQ 5N with this orange line as well. Same is the case with the lower bumper as well, with the diffuser and this orange line running across the breadth of the vehicle. And you have these intakes here, and these are for cooling the brakes. Then you come towards the profile, bigger wheels when compared to the IONIQ 5, 1 inch more, this is 21 inch, and of course bigger brakes as well, 400mm disc on the front, that is really big, and you get some really nice orange color and brake calipers as well. Come towards the rear, see this orange line running across the length of the car with this nice N badging here as well. The wheels, I have to say, look beautiful on this one, and then even on the rear, lot of differences. Nice big spoiler here on the top. Love this pattern on the lamps, this checkered flag style as well. Down below again, use of orange. So enough and more on the IONIQ 5N to help you differentiate this car from the regular Hyundai IONIQ 5. Almost all design elements are functional here. Air curtains and air flaps on the front along with wing type spoiler and rear diffuser ensure better air control and therefore superior aerodynamics. Internationally, you can choose from 10 color options on the IONIQ 5N. The cabin of the Hyundai IONIQ 5N is as sporty as you want a performance car to be. You get an all-black theme, that is sort of expected. But what I like is the quality and the fit and finish, both of the plastics as well as the fabrics used in different parts of the car. A highlight for me are these sport seats, the N seats. They really bind you, hug you well when you're driving this car, and they are quite big as well. You like that as a driver, especially when you're as tall as me. You also get N sport pedals, which is a nice touch, and ergonomically this cabin works really well for the driver. It's made for the driver who loves to do performance drives. So a lot of controls are on the steering wheel, very accessible, very ergonomic, so you don't have to look anywhere else in the car to look for basic requirements while driving. The center console gets knee pads and shin support, while you also get wireless charging and use of sustainable materials all over the cabin. And then you have these twin screens. It's a part of this singles unit. The digital cluster as well as the touchscreen system gives you a lot of vital information, very easy to use. The cluster especially becomes very relevant in this setup of an electric car that's made to do great performance jobs. So here you get a lot of information, charging, power, which mode you're in. Overall, a great cabin, especially for the driver. It just adds to the sporty quotient of this car. The Hyundai IONIQ 5N can really play multiple roles to perfection. It can be a commuter when you want it to, and it can also give a sports car feel when you desire for it. The N brand is yet to make its debut in India, so for now it's highly unlikely that this car will be launched here, but we will not stop hoping. What a mad car the Hyundai IONIQ 5N is. In this really cold weather of Seoul, things really got heated up, and at many points this car actually refuses to accept that this is an EV. With so many brilliant things that come out of it, you almost get a feeling you're driving an ICE car, which is giving you a lot of performance and of course the feel of an ICE car. Will this come to India? That's a big question. Hyundai is yet to take a call on that, but if it comes, it of course will be somewhat expensive, and if you do get a chance to drive this either in India or outside, do not let it go. Let us know in the comment below what do you think of the Hyundai IONIQ 5N. Are you looking forward to this one coming to India soon?